Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. In the last class, we have completed the 10th chapter, including the summary. Now, today we are going to start the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This middle part of the Bhagavad Gita is called as Madhyama Shatkam, which is consisting of the 6 chapters starting from the 7th to the 12th. So, in this we already saw 4 chapters. Now, before entering into the verses, let us have a small analysis and as an introduction. Shastra tells us, teaches about the truth, means about the Bhagavan, means about the Paramatma, means about the Brahman in 3 stages. One is the Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti, which is called as the lower version. And second is Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakti, which is called middle version. And the final and the higher version is Nirguna Ishvara Gnanam. Everyone has to go through all these 3 steps, but in the same order. Or if anybody is capable, eligible, these 3 stages are actually given to the 3 different levels of the adhikaris according to their qualification. But each one can start either in the lower version or middle or higher. But only it is a one-way traffic going from the lower to the higher. Not that I will start first the higher, then I will come to the middle and lower. No. Exactly as I cannot finish the higher secondary school and then I cannot come to the again primary school. Therefore, if you are qualified, straight away you can go to the higher version if you are qualified. Same way, if you are qualified, directly you can go to the second version. But without qualification, you cannot understand, you cannot assimilate it. Now here, so Shastra says these 3 stages, and in this majority of the people are in the Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti. That is what the religion teaches us. But here, how long you will be in the same Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti? You don't want to promote to yourself to the higher. Now the problem, if you are there only in the first lower level, you won't find the fulfillment and your intellect will keep on ask the questions and you never feel completeness. For example, Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti generally where the majority people are following and doing, In that, let us remember one thing, we need not to expect the Ishvara Darshanam. To have a Ishvara Darshanam is not compulsory for going to the higher Ishvara Jnanam. Because we heard in so many stories of the Puranas here and there, in the recent centuries or in the olden days, some devotee who prayed to the Lord appeared in this particular form and he talked to him also and he blessed him and they had the conversation, then the Lord disappeared. This is what we hear generally Ishvara Darshanam in the stories. But there is no any connection between the Ishvara Darshanam and the Gnana Nishtha or the higher stage of this evolution. Because why? Let us see some examples. Ekarupa Ishvara Darshanam happened to so many people. In the stories, I will give the example of first from the Puranas. In Puranas, we know Asuras also did the Ekarupa Bhakti and Tapas. Other devotees or many other good people also done the, good people means dharmic people also done the Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti and therefore what happened? If you take the Asura example of the Bhasmasura, the demon, who did the tapas about the Lord Shiva with Ekarupa Bhakti, after a hard tapas of many years, Lord Shiva appeared. After having the darshan of that Ekarupa Ishvara Shiva, what that devotee Bhasmasura should ask, being is a Asura, see his mind is not changed. He asking something the unusual boon, O Lord, on whoever's head I keep my hand, they should get burnt into ashes. On whoever's head I keep the hand, they should get burnt into ashes. But with great difficulty, being Lord came, this devotee did the tapas, and Lord Shiva, there is no any option, so he granted that boon. Okay. Then after granted, this Bhasmasura want to test this boon is going to work or not. There are only these two people, Lord Shiva and Bhasmasura, Asura. And then he want to do a test drive or a demo. What he did? He says, how I will know, O Lord, that boon that which you have given to me is works fine or properly or not. Let me test it. So, to test it, he want to keep the hand on the head of the Shiva. Then Lord Shiva felt, oh, what a notorious Asura. See, this is the devotion. Then the Lord Shiva has to run and took the help of the Lord Narayana. And Lord Narayana took the avatar of the Mohini, a beautiful dancing girl, and came in front of this Asura. And finally, she made the Asura to dance. In that, finally, one step, the Mohini shows that she keeps her hand on her head. This Bhasmasura also kept his hand on his head and he burnt into ashes. This is the bhakti? Ekarupa Vishwara, Darshanam. He got it, Darshanam. So Darshanam is nothing to do with the Gnanam. Remember that. Now I will give the other examples. There are great devotees like the first story which we heard in the Bhagavata Mahapurana about the Dhruva. In the very small age he went to the forest and he did the tapas according to the instructions of the Naradji. Within 6 months he got the darshan of the Lord Narayana. Then what happened? Because in his mind is already having a sankalpa of gaining something higher position, even the Lord given the darshan that Dhruva not able to ask for the gnanam or not asked the Lord, I want you. He just prayed, and Lord also thought he is already having the sankalpa in his mind. So let it get fulfilled. But when after 36,000 years you rule the country, you have the lot of prarabdha and all that, and you have the desire and sankalpa also. After that you will attain only higher world, not the mukti. You never become one with me. So Lord disappeared. Then Dhruva started crying and he ruled the country. At the end of the life, he fought with so many demons and the Gandharvas, the Kubera Yakshas. So finally again Naradji has to come and pacify him, and then finally at the end of the life he has to get the teaching from a guru. Then he is able to go to the higher world. Higher world he went, but still if he is there according to Puranas, that means he is not get liberated. For story's sake we say Dhruva Moksham, Dhruva Charitram. Very greatly we'll talk about it. So like this, there are so many good devotees also done the tapas, Ekarupa Dhyanam. They got the darshan of the Lord. Many examples are there. I will tell you one or two more good. Even Krishna's life, his own children who are born to these 8 important wives, Pattamahishis, Ranis, those children, even they are seeing the Lord in front of them as their father, they never know the greatness of the Lord. They never listened to him. They themselves fought each other and finally died. Who? Even Krishna's children. For that matter, even Krishna's father and mother, the Vasudeva, Devaki, were also not able to. Sakshat Ekarupa Darshanam Vishwara Krishna born to them. They know his greatness. They saw many miracles, his Ishvara Shakti. In spite of all that, they were get deluded. They never asked for the Gnanam. They didn't get the moksha also. That time, Ishvara Darshanam is there. All the time is there in front of them. Finally, they have to again approach the Narada, and through Narada, Vasudeva gets the Upadesham. So if you see what you are getting the message from this, to get the Gnanam, we need a guru and we need a listening studies. We must study the Shastra from the Guru. Studying means here listening, Shravanam. Guru Upadesham must. That is what it indicates. And Ekarupa Ishvara Darshana not going to help in any way. For example, later years, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, one of his devotees asked Bhagavan, Bhagavan, if that Lord Annamalayar of this Arunachala, if appears in front of you, what you will ask him? What you will say to him? Then Bhagavan said, I will tell to him, don't keep this kind of business of appearing and disappearing in front of me with me. See what a courage, dareness. Because you give the darshan and then you will disappear, then I have to cry for you and I have to search for you, I have to wait for you. So I don't want this coming and going darshanam. Who can say this? Who has established in the Atma Jnanam, Swarupa Jnanam. You got the point why I am saying all this? So, Krishna also in these chapters of the middle Shatkam, which we call generally as the theme as the Ishvara Bhakti, Ishvara Krupa, Ishvara Bhakti Sadhanani. In this, Bhagavan wants to promote all of us from the Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti to Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakti. The chapter today what we are going to start, the 11th chapter's title is Vishwarupa Darshana Yogam. So why Lord wants us to, and later in the final, the third part of the Gita, third Shatkam, from 13th onwards, he is going to highlight and teaches us, yes, you have to leave, drop this Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakti also and come to the Arupa Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam. That's why the importance of this middle part is that. Now, 10th chapter also we saw the Vibhuti Yogam. Connected to that only, now this chapter also will continue, but in a different pattern. Okay. Now, Arjuna, after hearing so much from the Lord, 10 chapters, and even Lord Krishna is always there in front of him. But again now, after listening even about the Vibhutis, all that, and even about the Jnanam, again Arjuna questioning. If once a person understood properly, if already Ekarupa Ishvara Darshanam is enough, that gives the Jnanam, and final, Arjuna having the Ishvara Darshanam all the time in front of him. But why he gets the still doubt? What he wants to know? Because he may thought of that, or for some other reason he is not yet mature. Oh Lord, you are there in front of me, and you told that you are the Karanam of this entire Jagat Karya Prapancham. Karanameva Karyarupena Vartate. That also I understood, but still you may disappear. After some time you won't be there here. Then where I can find you? How can I remember you? How can I meditate on you? See, Ekarupa Ishvara Darshanam is there in front, but he knows that you will disappear. Then one day, if I depend on you, then what can I do? So tell me, give me some samples, some places where I can focus my attention. With a lot of compassion and concern, Lord Krishna gave Arjuna elaboratedly 70 samples in 10th chapter. And let us see other one more side also. I told about the Krishna's father, mother also, children also not able to. So Krishna Darshanam happened to many people when he was alive that time, and his own parents didn't understand, and his stepmother and foster father also not understood, his children also not understood. Then you take the Kamsa. Kamsa, of course, he didn't see the Krishna. Only once he saw. Only in imagination he is keep on remembering him. Because that night itself, without seeing the Kamsa, Krishna disappeared from there to Gokulam. Then only in the 9th year, when he called to the Mathura and came, and that day itself, Kamsa was finished, maybe next day. Darshanam is there, he saw the Krishna. Why he can't accept or surrender? Because he didn't recognize him as the God. Okay, forget about the Kamsa, he saw only once on the day. What about the Duryodhana? What about the Kauravas? They are all seeing the Krishna many times, oftenly. And not only that, to the Duryodhana, Krishna showed the mini Vishwarupa Darshanam also. When he came to his house, Krishna came to Duryodhana's house, Duryodhana planned to capture him. He kept all secret CIDs and everybody, black cats and red cats, everything, and he want to imprison the Krishna. Of course, Sarvagna, Ishvara, Bhagavan that day, he thought if he shows his greatness and power, Duryodhana may realize. He showed. But what Duryodhana said, don't show all these magics. I also know the magic. Then he ordered, catch him, tied him, imprison him. Then Bhagavan has to do his job and he escaped. What all these incidents are telling? Why I am telling all this? Ekarupa Ishvara Bhakti is not enough. Plus, Ekarupa Bhakti Ishvara Darshanam don't expect. Even if at all you are going to have, it is not going to take you anywhere. Afterwards, still you will suffer, you will cry, you will bother, you will grieve. Therefore, Krishna's intention as the Jagat Guru, he wants to every one of us, not only Arjuna, understand what you mean by Ekarupa Ishvara and how much it is required in the beginning as a preliminary stage, how you have to promote yourself to the second level and to the third level. Now, keeping this in the mind, this background, now let us see what happened to the Arjuna. Why he questioning again? अथ एकादशोऽध्यायः अर्जुन उवाच मदनुग्रहाय परमं गुह्यमध्यात्मसंज्ञितं यत्त्वयोक्तं श्रुतं वचस्तेन मोहोऽयं विगतो मया. In the first four shlokas, Arjuna praising the Lord and confessing and presenting himself as a good student and saying that your greatest teaching, Paramam and Guhyam, the greatest and most secret and sacred teaching which you have given me, that all I understood. Don't think that I am not listening. I listened everything from the beginning, and I got some doubts and asked you, you clarified also. And I also know that why you are so interestingly with involvement and sincerity, you are teaching me all this because you want to bless me. So, real blessing of the Lord means when we get the interest in the Advaita Jnanam, in the Atma Jnanam, in Brahma Jnanam. Remember that is the Ishvara Krupa Anugraham is fully showering on us. So, Madanugrahaya, just to bless me. That means what blessing means? Just showing the hand like this. Chiranjeevi Bhava, Sukhi Bhava. Not that kind of blessing. For my betterment, for my hitam. You know what is good for human beings. Particularly to me, as your friend, as your close, loving devotee. Therefore, Guhyam Adhyatma Sangitam, Adhyatma Sangnitam. The knowledge which is most sacred and secret, that is about what? Adhyatma Vidya. In the 10th chapter we saw, no, the last Bhagavan, out of so many Vidyas, the branches of knowledges, I am the Adhyatma Vidya. Here again, I will take 2 minutes diversion, because here also Adhyatma Sangnitam means Vidya only, which is related to the Brahma Vidya. Adhyatma means Jiva Swarupam, Paramatma Swarupam, altogether Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, Hrudaya Vidya. Now, let us simply just analyze education. Vidya means education, general sense. Just I will talk in a general sense first. Then I will tell you what is the difference for this Brahma Vidya and general Vidya, Laukika Vidya. Tell me, education, which we are calling the so-called education now, Laukika Vidya, is it necessary for a human being to live? Education is necessary for a person to live? No. Without education, there are many people in the whole world are living. For example, the forest dwellers are living. The people who are dwelling in the hills and the tribals, they are also living. And the people who are following the unrighteousness are also living. Righteousness are also living. The rich people are also living. And middle and the lower level incoming group are also living. Living without education. And even though if so-called education done, studied by someone, all of them are not utilizing the education what they have studied in their real life field. Many people educated and gone from our country to the other countries just to do some kind of mechanic work, to do some cooking kitchen work, and uh, dishwashers or serving or working as a sales girl or sales boy in many places. So even you study, that exactly not utilized by useful to everyone by everybody. That is one side. And you see examples. A person can live just by throwing a newspaper in the early morning in many houses. By distributing the milk packets, the person lives. He wants gets livelihood. He will get. The person, whoever do the ironing of the clothes, he lives. He didn't study anything. He just learned by seeing his father or his uncle or brother. So like that, there are so many the works, the family jobs, which are coming traditionally generations. Just people learn that. A goldsmith, he learns from his father and he do that goldsmith work. Many carpentry. For that, there is no need of any this kind of education, the so-called what we are calling education. I am talking education gives some extra things even, but that is not real. So that is not correct, because the more educated people are living in a more nasty way. Educated, more educated, these people are doing more crimes and more kind of scams, deceiving this, that, what not. Then what this education made you? It is not necessary to live. There are so many proofs. Don't get offended by my statement. Think coolly, is it correct or not? What I want to say is, those educations are, if there are not, man can live. But he may not live like the big, what, a like a president or the minister, okay, or a big judge like bungalow or a luxurious. He may not having, but he is quite happy. He is having food, shelter, and clothing. So, according to him, he is happy only. But if he desires for and compare with someone, then the problem. Otherwise, just to live, education is not required. You can think in any many angles. I am not blaming or criticizing the education. The point why I am raised this here, without education you can live, but without this Brahma Vidya, Atma Gnanam education, spiritual education, you cannot get the moksha. For the sake of the liberation and moksha, you have to study this. Here, study means not like going to those like colleges and high schools and all that. That is not the system. Now also, olden days also. This is an education, spiritual education program where you go and surrender and sit near the teacher for a lengthy period of time and keep on listening. Listening is studying. How many languages you know, whether you know the Sanskrit or not, it doesn't matter. But you at least one language in your local language, whatever the guru person, if you are available and he speaks to you, are you able to grasp it, understand? That is more than enough. That is more than enough. So spiritual education means listening. By listening you will understand. By understanding you will come to know and realize what is the truth. So for a human being, real education means this spiritual education is the only education. Without this, you are born as a human being, but you are wasting your life. Other things just to live, just to lead the life. Many animals are living. Let me tell you another one or two examples, typical, practical you can see. A person without two hands also living. A person without two legs are also living. Like this, there are people living by doing agriculture, they are living. Or if you have few animals, domestic animals, you can live with that income. By selling the flowers, people are living. By selling the vegetables, people are living. What education so-called is required? If everybody comes to the urban cities and started education, then who will look after that family professions, the traditional professions, agriculture, carpentry, pottery, many things are required. They are listening, living. Therefore, education means only spiritual education. That means Brahma Vidya. That's why Adhyatma Sangnitam Vidya, Brahma Vidya. You taught me, because that is the real education. Yahatu yat tvaya uktam vachaha tena. By whatever the words told by you, I heard Krishna, all of them. Therefore, you know what happened? My delusion has gone. I am free from the delusion. Vigataha mohaha ayam mama. Ayam mohaha vigataha. I am free from the delusion. But this is not 100% correct. If if his delusion has gone, he never asks again, show me something more. I want to see the grand vision of the 3D picture or the 70 mm cinemascope, like that he is going to ask. If really the moha has gone, if he gained the knowledge, he never asks any again questions like this. And Bhagavad Gita further, no need of teaching the other chapters also. What Bhagavan didn't teach in these last 10 chapters? He taught about everything. Everything means lower version, middle version, upper version, higher version. Only Arjuna is not in a position, not fit instrument to grasp, but somehow he grasped something. He appreciated the Lord, he praised the Lord, he said, very good, no one can teach you like this, all that he said. And so therefore, here Arjuna is not benefited even by the Ekarupa Ishvara seeing the Krishna in front of him. And even Lord said, everything is my form only in this world. Raso hamapsu kaunteya prabhasmi seshi suryayoho. From 9th chapter onwards, Bhagavan started giving the samples of. You can see my presence in the smell of the earth. You can feel my presence in the taste of the water. That means what? Whatever you are experiencing, everything is nothing but my presence only. Then what extra he wants again Vishwarupa Darshanam. That means he could not understand fully. But he himself presenting, I am a good student, I heard everything. Like us, we also think that I heard Bhagavad Gita all that. How he heard, what you received. Now, are you a selective hearer? You heard selectively or in depth everything properly? It depends upon. So anyhow, the first shloka, Arjuna spoke like this, and there is one small side point. According to the Sanskrit grammatical rules, if a poem, this is in the poetical form, and that poems are written, composed in a particular prosodies, which is called chandas. Like that in Sanskrit there are few chandases are there, and Gayatri Chandaha, I explained about it in the last class, summary of the 10th chapter. Like that here Anushtup Chandaha, each, that means that particular poem will have either 3 lines or 4 lines, and each pada should have same number of letters. So our Vishnu Sahasranama is in a Anushtup Chanda. That means each pada will have 8 letters, and 4 padas is equal to 32 letters. Now this first shloka, the first pada, what Arjuna spoke, has got 9 letters. These things we never observe. The great commentaries and acharyas, they will look into that everything, every letter in from so many angles, because they know Sanskrit also, they know the words meanings also, they know the roots of the verbs and this and that. So here Madanugrahaya Paramam, 9 letters. What is this? How the permission given? Okay, Arjuna spoke in that way in his excitement. In his excitement and what to say, how to praise the Krishna, like that, maybe in that hurry and excitement, he used 9 letters, 9 aksharas. But Vyasa Bhagavana can filter it and remove it and write now. No. What exactly Arjuna spoke, Vyasa Bhagavan noted that. What Krishna spoke, he noted. Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra, everything is absolutely 100% true. That is what Vyasa means. Then why he allowed just like that? Okay, the innocent Arjuna, in hurry, in excitement, he spoke like that. It doesn't matter. Okay. So after this, ayam mohaha mama vigataha gone. You know another comedy, another joke. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita, again in the 18th chapter also, Bhagavan asks him, your delusion gone? Have you understood? All that. Then there also my moham has gone again, he says there. Here he is told already, vigataha mama mohaha, and again he is telling in the end. That means it has not gone. That is the meaning. Anyhow, next second shloka. Bhavapyayau hi bhutanam shrutau vistarasho maya tvaktah kamalapatraksha mahatmyamapi chavyayam. in this sloka, in the first pada, first quarter, Arjuna condensing the essence of the 7th, 8th, 9th chapters. So he remembered. He's a good student only. He heard, he remembered. But only there is no total understanding still. Some blockages are there. Anyhow, 7, 8th, 9th all together chapters Saramsham, he kept in the says in one pada. Bhava apyayauhi bhutanam. I heard from you, I understood also, you are the cause of the creator, sustainer and destroyer of all the creatures. Bhutanam. All the living beings. Or if you take from the little higher sense, then what about the non-living beings? That also Krishna said, Chara acharamevacha. Bhutas, from the Panchamaha Bhutas we can take. Then that is the only combination of everything, no? Either living or non-living. Therefore, in that sense also if you take, you are the cause of the creation, sustenance and destruction of this entire Namarupa Prapancha. That I heard from you very clearly, very elaboratedly, Shrutau Vistarashaha Maya, heard by me. Therefore, not only that, in the 10th chapter specially, you spoke and given me much more grand vision. The 10th chapter essence, Arjuna keeping in the last pada of the shloka, Mahatmyapapi cha avyayam. Your greatness and glory, which is avyayam, immeasurable, indeclinable, and undestructible, avyayam. Mahatmyam api, also I heard. And really, you are, he praising, oh, like lotus petaled eyes, Krishna. Okay. Tvattaha, from you I heard. Who are you? Hey, Kamalapatraksha, who is having a very wide and beautiful and big eyes like the petals of the lotus flower. Here, patra means leaf, also meaning. So, we should not take the meaning of the lotus leaf. But patra means also the petal of the lotus is having that shape of the big and then small. So, Kamala Patraksha. Like that he praises the Krishna. Because Krishna from the day one after he born, okay, Adbhutam balakam ambujekshanam. When Krishna first appeared in that prison, in that midnight, Shuka Mahamuni writes there, Adbhutam balakam ambujekshanam, whose eyes are so wide and big like a lotus buds. Ambuja, lotus. Adbhutam. So then onwards, whoever sees him, they will be attracted. They will be mesmerized. Now here the point is, Arjuna also constantly looking at the Krishna. In between, in the beginning only little he cried and then he sat down. But later, he continuously looking at the eyes of the Krishna. What it indicates? When you are listening to the Shastra teaching, you must look at the Guru's face and the eyes. That's why live teaching and direct eye contact and in front of the Guru is most ideal learning. But what to do now? Medias, YouTubes, this, that all has come. Okay? We have to just say and compromise. Something is better than nothing. But you know, when you are sitting in the front of the teacher with the utmost humility and humbleness and surrender nature, looking at the teacher and his eyes, because your eyes are very compassionate. Your eyes are filled with the Gnanam, Anandam, compassion and attraction. So I also got attracted. Hey Patra, Kamala Patraksha, like this, Arjuna addressed him. And so he just recollected, and what he understood by listening to the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th chapters mainly. Because from there only this bhakti element has taken as the main ingredient of teaching. And of course, many other topics also came. And the Gnanis and the pure bhaktas, qualities of the mind also, status of the mind also explained. Now still many more we are going to see in the 12th chapter also. Then in the 3rd shloka, evametat yatha tattvam atmanam parameshvara drashtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. Hey Parameshwara, generally if anybody, this word used by Arjuna, we think nowadays also in people's mind, particularly in the Vaishnavas, the Parameshwara word is related to the Shiva. That's why most of the staunch Vaishnavites, they never use this word. They will try to avoid maximum. They say differently, very. Okay? And but it is not the case here. It is not related to either Shiva. Ishvara means any form of the God. There is only one Ishvara. Samashti, Karana, Prapancha. Okay? That Antaryami is called Ishvara. Hey Parameshwara, etat evam yadhatvam atha. It is just now, as you are taught me, described me, yathatvam atha, as you described, all of them are real, satyam only, tvam. I accept. I told that time also, Rishis are also telling about you like this only. Therefore, O Lord, it is natural that as you described just now, I agree all of them are fact. But still, a Atmanam Purushottama. Here another word also used. If Parameshwara word, if you are allergic to it, here Purushottama. This word is liked by the Vaishnavas also. So both are falsified, either Saiva or Vaishnava. Hey Purushottama, O Lord, Atmanam ichchami drashtum. Atmanam Purushottama. Yourself, you are the great Lord. Atmanam means here, it is a reflecting pronoun. Reflecting pronoun. O Krishna, Lord, Ichchami drashtum te aishwaram rupam. I desirous, I am desirous to see. Not just you are telling and I am hearing, you show me. I want to see Aishwaram Rupam Te, your glorious Aishwaram means Vaishnava Rupam. That means Vaishnavi Maya Sahita Ishvara. When you are acting and creating and all these functions you are doing under your control, how they will be. I want to visualize them. Aishwaram Rupam, your divine form, that is the meaning. Divine form. Form means Maya. Rupam, if it is there, yadrishyam tad nashyam. Yadrishyam tad mithya. Including form of the God also. If you say or anybody say, I saw through these eyes the God. You saw, that is mithya. Because whatever is experienced by these senses is not real. But who experienced from inside that self, Chaitanyam, Atma is real. So instead of holding on to that inner drashta, Chaitanyam, you are focusing the attention on the drishyam. Drashta. Without drashta, drishyam cannot be there. But without drishyam, drashta can be there, will exist always. But here, Arjuna didn't ask, I want to see the drashtaram drashtum ichchami. He can say no, drashtaram, because he is still not that much matured. The seer is more important than the seen. Without the seer, who sees? If I see the sun only, I say sun is there. If I don't see and if I don't say sun exists, who will say? Even the God to exist, somebody should be there to say God exists. The saying person is important and prominent and great, or the existing thing is great. If you realize that existence is existing everywhere, always, that is different question. That is the higher Vedantic understanding. In the form of the existence, I exist, you exist, everything exists. Existence is. Easiness is there. That easiness is the continuous existence. But in that, there is no connection with any Namarupa. That we have to grasp that subtle point. Therefore, here, anyhow, I am desirous of seeing your still much more the multi-dimensional Vishwarupam, Aishwaram Rupam. That means reach your glory. That means show me some magic, because the magic can be happen only by a Maya Jalam, the magician. So Maya used, Maya Sahita Brahman is called Ishvara. In Maya, Maya can do project anything. What is Maya? Aghatita ghatana patiyasi maya. Whatever is what is impossible, Maya can make it is possible. Whatever is possible, Maya can make it impossible. Aghatita ghatana patiyasi Maya. But altogether it is only a Maya. It is only an Indrajalam, magic, illusion, delusion. That can be. It is so simple to understand. In our dream, with our own Nidra Shakti, Ishvara, a total Maya Shakti, is creating. In my level, this Jiva also I am, in dream, with my Nidra Shakti, I am creating. That is all not Aishwaryam. It's my glory. How I am able to see the different things and create without any external support. That is Aishwaryam. That's why Bhagavan's that Maya Shakti is a projection of his own dream. The Samashti total dream is the world. In the world again, I, the individual instrumented Upadhi, I project a mini another dream. That means what? Our waking state is a dream of the Ishvara. So in that big dream, I again create a small dream. You got the point? After saying this, now fourth shloka, and I don't know that whether I am qualified or not. I am not qualified or not. Ichchami drashtum, Aishwara means another Jnana, Ishvara Bhavam, Shakti, Balam, the power, Parakramam, Tejas, all included, all of them I want to see. Manyase yedi tatchakyam maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshwarastato ye me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. If you think that I am fit instrument, if you consider I am fit instrument to see that Maya drashtum tat chakyamiti prabho manyase, if you consider, if you think that I am suitable, I am fit, worthy of seeing that, hey Yogeshwara, see, using a beautiful word now. Bhagavan's that whole Maya Shakti is called Yogam. Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram. He already used that word, Yogam and Aishwaryam. My inner potential power and my manifested the world, both. So Yogeshwara is addressing, O Lord Yogeshwara. Then only you show me. Tataha me tvam darshayam atmanam avyayam. Then only that glorious, your glory, you show to me, please. Therefore, he requested in this way. Then next class we will see Bhagavan how he is going to reply and what he is going to show, how Arjuna is able to see that or what happens, everything. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.